Class. Today we're going to talk about ratio and rates. We talked about this earlier in the year, but we're going to circle back to it right now. So in this problem, there are 45 males and 60 females in a subway car. The subway car travels 2.5 miles in 5 minutes. So first we want to find the ratio of males to females. So what you would do is you would put the 45 in the numerator and the 60 in the denominator, and then you would simplify the fraction. So we can divide each of them by 15, and so we get the ratio of males to females is 3 to 4, and it does matter the order in which you put it. If you put it 4 to 3, it would not be the ratio of males to females. Okay, so the ratio of males to females is 3 to 4. And that would be an example of a ratio. A rate, oftentimes you'll use when you're talking about traveling and distance. So in this example, we want the speed of the subway car, and we want to know how many miles per minute in this case. So what we're going to do, we are going to divide each of these by 5, so we have 1 in the denominator, so 1 minute down there. So you would go 0.5 miles, or a half a mile, in 1 minute. Okay. Next, we're going to look at this table, and we're going to try to figure out what the unit rate in dollars per square foot. So dollars per square foot. So we could take any of these dollars and divide it by the amount of square feet. And if you take 100 divided by 25, you would find out that the cost is $4 per 1 square foot. So that would be the unit rate. In this one, it's a little bit harder. The distance is 14.4 miles in 3 seconds. You would divide 14.4 by 3, and by my calculations, you get 4.8, and that would be miles per second. Okay, now, this graph shows the speed of a subway car. Find the speed in miles per minute. Okay, so the time is minutes, the distance is miles, so miles per minute. So what, ideally, if you could figure out what this was right here, that's 1 minute, and what the distance was, but in this chart it's a little hard to see. So one option is you could go find another spot. So I see 2 minutes is 1 mile. So how much would that mean? How many distance would you travel in 1 minute? If we divided each of them by 2, we'd find that we get a half a mile in 1 minute. But they ask you, interpret this point 1/2, 1/4. So what that means, the 1/2 is how many minutes, so that would be a half a minute, and that would be a quarter mile. Okay, so a quarter mile in 1/2 minute. We want to know the speed in miles per minute, so we want to do the miles divided by the minute. What's interesting about this is that we have a fraction divided by a fraction. We've already covered that. We know that we multiply by the reciprocal. And so you would get 1/2, so that would be 1/2 miles per minute. Okay, and then the last one I wanted to talk about is, imagine you are trying to make green paint, and you're mixing yellow paint and blue paint. So for every 1/2 cup of yellow, you have 3/4 cups of blue, and you're trying to make a total of 15 cups of green paint. So we can use a ratio table. So we have yellow and blue. If we add those together, we get 5/4. We have fractions here, and that's a little hard to understand. So why don't we multiply everything by a common denominator? So by 4. So 1/2 times 4, 2. 3/4 times 4, 3. And 5/4 times 4, 5. Now we want, in the end, to get 15 total cups. So then we look at this. How could we get from 5 to 15? That's right, we multiply by 3. So as it turns out, we need 6 cups of yellow, 9 cups of blue to get that 15 cups of green paint. Okay. And then we can just kind of talk through when we have a problem like 11, just remember to keep simplifying as far as possible. This is an example of maybe of a harder one because you'll have 7/3 divided by 9/2. But just remember, when you have a fraction divided by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. Have a great day.